meeting, there were a number of questions that you answered with, we're working on that, we're talking about it. And I do appreciate that you've taken the time to adjust your plan already. I'm going to ask you to consider doing it again, though. Is a building utilization study going to be done on Johnson?
Is a building utilization study?
Yes, the utilization study, you said it had to be reworked because of the licensing requirements. I was wondering if that was actually still going to happen.
So specifically to the Johnson building, when I looked at the classroom square footage that was done into the utilization study.
But that was with elementary school numbers, not preschool licensing.
No, Johnson was part of the utilization study. So the Plant Moran one that was conducted a year ago.
Can we see those numbers?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're more than welcome. It's on the district website, I believe, as well, the
I
actual
could not find
study.
Johnson on that list.
Well, the presentation, is it the presentation that you saw, or is it the actual utilization study?
I didn't see the utilization study.
We can actually post the actual utilization study, but
That would be helpful.
Yeah, the classroom square footage for actual Johnson is 22,350 square feet of classroom space. At Eureka Heights, it's 21,000 classroom square footage.
Okay, how many rooms does Eureka Heights have? Because I could also not find a building plan on Eureka Heights.
They have 17, Johnson has 18.
They have 17 rooms?
Yes.
Okay, I've been told by people who'd worked there that they only had about 12.
No, they have 17.
Okay. But is any part of your construction plan to add on to that building?
That's something that we're looking into actually right now.
Okay.
That's why part of the issue is we can't put out an actual design of it, because right now we're still getting those pricings on if we were to make it the exact same size as Johnson to add that additional room, what that cost would look like.
Because by the next semester, we're going to have 16 active classrooms and close to 290 students, which is more than at least 3, if not 4, of the current elementary schools in the district.
Mhm.
Moving us to a smaller building just doesn't make sense in my head.
So yeah.
Because if we have to close any of our classrooms, you are in effect laying off staff. None of us have job descriptions that fit in any other building in this district. So we can't just take our job and go elsewhere unless we're going to a different district, which most of us don't actually want to do. When that plan is issued, is there going to be a cost estimate and a timeline given?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Is there any reason that we should have faith in that timeline when we look at projects like the kitchen that was supposed to be put in over the summer and is still being worked on in January?
So the main thing regarding those projects is we're going to be working with Plant Moran, and then we're going to be hiring those construction engineers to start those projects immediately. It just depends on when the board actually approves that plan, because we can't initiate anything unless the board actually has an approved plan.
Okay. Who made this plan?
Who made this plan?
Yeah, who came up with the plan? Like, who all was involved?
So when we discovered the plan, when we discovered the deficit, when it was brought to our attention in September, that was really when we hit the ground running on trying to discover specifically what needed to be done.
Okay, my question is who's we? Because there were a few of your board members.
I can answer that question.
Okay.
Specifically, in that one-on-one meeting, well, me and then the director of HR, when that was presented by the previous CFO, it was brought to me. I then brought it to the administrative level, which that was, I think, Mike's third weekend, and then it was brought to our CFO's attention,
Yeah,
which it
we
was.
started out by rechecking all the numbers was essential to knowing what we were actually doing. But so that first set of time was really trying to make sure we had this right, and that we weren't going to tell everyone the sky is falling. And was not actually the case, so that we had to spend the time to do it right.
If we have a 50% buffer, then the sky is not exactly falling, it's just dripping a little.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, my concern is that it sounds like there were only 3 of you involved in making this entire plan to shift everything in the district around.
So I can answer that question real quick, and then after that, the time is up.
Yeah.
So once the plan was created, so not only did we look at the utilization, when I say we, I'm talking about me, the cabinet, the administrative team. We then brought a proposed plan to the unions. The unions were able to look it over. They were able to provide their feedback. And then from there, we came back and we made alterations to that plan. We then showed, again, the union leadership, the administrative team, the board, All of these individuals were a part of that, and then that is when we then narrowed down specifically what does that timeline look like for all of these alterations? What do the building alterations look like? What will the utilization numbers look like? And we went and dove into that, and then from there, that's when we then presented it to the community, or to the staff, and then to the community. So.
I understand my time is up. I'm just going to mention there were a couple of your board members who seemed a little surprised by the plan. So appearances can be deceiving.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Tessa Martinez. My address is 8126 Pardee. I want to start off by saying how important Johnson is, and not just for the GSRP program, for the ECSE program there. I had my first baby when I was 23. At around 6 months, I realized something wasn't right. Not having anywhere to go, and with my pediatrician saying, let's wait and see it out, I did a little Google research and I found a program called TOTE. And for those of you who don't know what TOTE is, it is a special needs program for infant to toddler children. They usually max out at the age 3. And TOTE comes to your house, they give you therapy at your house, and you go to their facility, and they work one-on-one with the parents there to give them kind of a direction of where to go. Once you max out a TOTE, you are referred to Johnson. I cannot tell you how important Johnson is, not just for GSRP, but the ECSE program, because my daughter wasn't able to talk until she was 3, and when she was 3, she entered the Johnson program. The Johnson program offers therapies there, and we are the only program for preschool for special needs. We just also brought in the POHIDE, and for those of you, I'm sure you know what POHIDE is. They offer speech, they offer occupational therapy, they offer physical therapy. We just added an addition on to Johnson for the POHIDE. The numbers we are supposed to be getting in from TOTE, so right now we have 77 special needs kids right now. By April, we will have 100, and it is growing. We just added classrooms, as you heard. We have already talked about the building sizes. You say that we have like 18 rooms right now.
Yes.
Right now, we have to share our sensor room with our therapy people because our space is still small, even though you're saying that we have ample amount of room. Well, moving to Eureka Heights, with talking with my team, we feel that we are afraid that we were going to lose space. We're going to lose possibly having our sensor room, and also just jamming in the kids, in those rooms. GSRP is also super important to our ECSE program because, like my daughter, she went there, and we get them from ages 3 to 5. My daughter stayed there until she was 5. She was also, her last year, integrated into GSRP. That's what they do. So the work that they did there, she was able to talk, they helped potty train her, they helped to get her eat certain foods that she was not able to eat. I just want to really drive home the importance of the building. I think a lot of people are upset because we weren't on that plan. And I know it may seem trivial to you. We go to work every day with those kids. We love the kids there. But for you not to include us in a plan and be like, yeah, it'll be all right. I really just want to drive the point home that you talk about boots on the ground. We are the boots on the ground with those kids there.
I appreciate it. I just want to let you know the time did end, so I do appreciate it, though. But we do have to give the opportunity.
But I do want to say that how you guys said, we did you guys a favor by holding off the vote. You did us dirty. It would have looked really bad on your part had you voted and not informed any of the parents, because you gave us about, an hour and a half before that board meeting.
I do want to let you know the time is up. We do have to end.
But it was an hour and a half before that board
We do
meeting
have to
before
end
you said that
you,
we could.
we have other
do this
people
vote.
that need to speak. Okay, thank you.
James Prout, 9846 Catherine, and I'd like to yield my time over to Courtney.
Can't get rid of me that easily.
curious why, because I've even wrote some more stuff down. Why weren't all the board members involved? Because if you can't trust, you said like you didn't want to tell everyone the sky's falling. If you can't trust the people you put on the board to tell and to give all that information to make an informed decision with multiple minds, two of which were teachers, that's a little concerning. Can you tell me why they all weren't involved?
Once we have all the questions.
Perfect, awesome. I'll keep going then to not waste my time. Also, why are we putting two elementaries next to each other? Blair, Moody, and Kenyon will be next to each other. That was already done years ago, and it was a problem. There was an issue with students going to both schools, and because we are a open district and we accept students from other places, that became a problem.